Ah! Thank God for the combustion engine. Oh, what an invention. What an invention. For some reason, my mind can't cope whenever people leave a gap like this in between cars at a traffic light. I find it extremely irritating. I don't know why. That might be the my autistic side. Oh, I remember the very first day where I got my my temporary permit for my bike, and I was riding on a pretty long straight, just like this one actually. And I remember very well that I was actually worried about well, not worried. I was excited to do my first official bike wave. It was one of the things that actually most appealed to me, aside from the bike riding itself. I always thought that the bike wave was something I don't know, special. Just the notion that two people who don't know each other from anywhere would wave to each other in friendship just because they're both on two wheels. I always thought it was, I don't know, touching in a certain way. And I'm not going to get all poetic on you now, but to go back on the story, the very first day I was on two wheels by myself, and I went for a ride, and I was really amping myself up to, oh my god, imagine if I encounter another rider, I'm gonna perform the biker wave for the first time. Oh my god. It was something that I was really happy about, and I was amping myself up because I didn't want to screw it up. I didn't want to look like an amateur or something. I didn't want it to look awkward in any way. So when the moment arrived that I actually was riding towards a fellow biker, as he was getting closer and closer, the only thing that I could think about was how not to screw it up. I wanted to do it fluently and just making it like if I had been doing it for years. And it might be just me making a big deal out of it, but it was a pretty big deal for me in that moment, and it still is actually. So as he gets closer and closer, I see him extending his arm and wave at me. And just as I'm about to do the same, I get nervous and a bit scared to let go of the handlebar. So I end up doing something, I don't know, it looked like I was having a seizure or something. It looked a bit like this, like... So, but anyway, even though it looked horrific, I still consider it as my bike riding maidenhood being plucked that day, so to speak. So yeah, that's that's a little anecdote about my first official bike wave. It was a big deal for me. Oh, just as I say that, brothers. Yeah. Speaking about the bike wave, it's a very common thing to do in Belgium. It's pretty much tradition. And for the time that I've been riding for these past months, I've never encountered another biker that doesn't wave back, no matter what he's riding on. So there's not that awkwardness over here in Belgium, as to my knowledge, in between riders who ride a sports bike, a naked bike, or a chopper, or any kind. As long as you're on two wheels, you can expect the wave. People have been asking me if I, by any chance, was American. I am not, but I can see why you would think that. I realize I have a slight American accent, but that has a perfectly logical explanation. As a young child, maybe 2, 3, 4 years old, my parents had a very successful business, so I had to spend a lot of my time alone. And what I did mostly during that time was watch American movies, Hollywood movies. And even though I was still way too young to understand what the subtitles said, or even what the actors were saying, I still picked up a lot of the English language, and also from the American accent. Not intentionally, but it just happened. And it's not that I'm trying to sound American or anything, or that I think it's cool. It's just the way English sounds when it comes out of my mouth. It's just what comes natural.